Man is he whose mind, heart, and countenance are disciplined and united. You're welcome, viewers. Today, we are traveling back in time to Lagos, Nigeria, the year being 1990. You can see Lagos life. But first, let's start with a smaller paper. Then we can continue with this, even if not today, another time. And that paper is still a Lagosian paper, a Lagos paper, Evening Times. Evening Times. It's an evening paper, so the pages are rather few. Uh, Let me show you the, what do you call it? The front stage, the front page, the cover page. So the picture there was captured by the photographer, the journalist stroke photographer. This man apparently got very tired and had to rest. He saw him and he thought he should show it to the public. Mm. On top there is written, "Who say attire? Who say attire?" Meaning that is the man speaking. He says, "Who says I'm tired?" In other words, he's not tired. Mm. He says, "Who says attire?" Then under it is, "Na rests are the rests." Who says attire? Now rest at the rest. Let me show you again. So it is there, on top there, just above he said, "Who says attire?" Then under here, it is written, na rest at the rest. Mm. Okay. Then bank boss in Love Tango. Bank boss in Love Tango. I read it. A Romeo bank manager who played Cupid with 40,000 naira. And 40,000 naira in those days was equivalent to $40,000. Yes, $40,000. With 40,000 naira bank money as loan to his Juliet without collateral is now stewing in the fire of blind love. Sources close to the banks into brackets, name withheld. Surulere, that are Surulere branch, where Romeo is in charge, revealed that the deal blew open last month when external auditors checked the books of the bank. Sorry, the edition is Tuesday, February 27, 1990, and the price is 50 kobo. So let's continue with the story. Checked the books of sources close to the bank name withheld Surulere branch where Romeo is in charge revealed that the deal blew open last month when external auditors checked the books of the bank. Queried by his superiors, the love-struck bank manager scurried to his Juliet, pleading with her to quickly pay back the loan. Yes, I remember this story. Hmm? His he told her was on the line. But Juliet was not impressed. You see how human beings are. I won't say women, men too are the same. You see how human beings are. Just pushed him into trouble, or he pushed himself into trouble. Now, no sympathy for him. But Juliet was not impressed. She was alleged to have told the tragic bank manager that, as far as she was concerned, she has paid back the loan in kind. Let's open our ears. Hmm? Let me repeat that. She was alleged to have told the tragic bank manager that, as far as she was concerned, she has paid back the loan in kind. In those days, money was nothing in Nigeria. Hmm? People spent money nyafu like it is oxygen, free oxygen for everybody. Hmm? Okay, she was, as far as she was concerned, she's paid the loan in kind. She was said to have accompanied her Romeo overseas on vacation last July. All with the man's money, oh, all with the man's money. And now she's saying that she has paid it in kind by accompanying him overseas last year. New paragraph. Stranded bank manager has only 21 days. The ultimatum given to him by the superior, effective from February 22nd, within which to recover the loan or face stringent disciplinary action. Next paragraph. Sources at the bank revealed that the starry-eyed bank manager was introduced to Juliet only last April by another businessman stroke customer of the bank. Juliet immediately swept him off his feet. So as soon as the bank manager saw the woman, no, he became restless. Either he gets her or suicide. Hmm? I think that's the end of the story. Story by Tunde Ajala. The story was presented by Tunde Ajala. Then school proprietress shot. Well, I don't think it's newsworthy. Now we go to the other story. Let me show you the pictures again. And the title is "This Must Be Crazy." Hmm? We're so much in love. We like Romeo and Juliet, declares Willie Wang, a 73-year-old grandmother who recently married a handsome 26-year-old doctor. So those dating, this is a lesson for you. Nothing is too odd. Hmm? I repeat it. A 73-year-old grandmother who recently married a handsome 26-year-old doctor. Okay, I know it's happening today still. Hmm? New paragraph. And new hubby, Peter agrees. And new hubby, Peter agrees. In other words, Peter is the new husband, the 26-year-old doctor. Willie is the perfect woman for me. I love her more than life itself. Abba. You love her more than your life? Hmm? Okay. I love her more than life itself. In a romantically physical way, she excites me beyond my wildest expectations. The first time I kissed her, it was oh, the first time I kissed her, it was ecstasy. Then he adds, to me, there is absolutely no age difference. Dash. Any thoughts about it just disappear as I hold her in my arms. Yes. This couple literally met by accident. Full stop. Indonesian born Willie fell at her home in Toronto, Canada in November 1988 and suffered cuts on her face. A pal drove her to the emergency room at the nearby Wellesley Hospital, Wellesley Hospital. And Peter was the doctor on duty. To me, he seemed to be an old fellow because he was wearing glasses and had on a doctor's white coat. They called Willie, that's the woman, a dance instructor who is fit and trim at 98 pounds. Next paragraph. But as he put 17 stitches in my face, I could feel that he was someone special. So you can imagine the woman is being wounded to such that he had scars on the face, 17. And yet the younger man loved her. This is a good lesson. That's why I call it science. Mm. Uh, 17 stitches in my face, I could feel that he was someone special. Then now Peter is talking. Said Peter, the moment I saw Willie in the emergency room, I told myself, this is a person who is really worth getting to know. So you see, marriage is spiritual. It's not just physical and in some physical entity. It's spiritual. Mm. It's worth getting to know. I assumed she was 30 something. I assumed she was 30 something, but I was 36 or so. But he's double that. But she's double that. 30, 30, perhaps 36 or so. And the way she moved made me think of her as being much younger than she was. She hopped right up onto the treatment table without even using the stepping stool that most people use. Of course, she's an instructor. Mm. She was what is it, dance instructor or something? Uh, that most people use. After stitching her, After stitching her up, I looked at her chart and was flabbergasted to see she was 72. Willie later invited Peter, comma, who is from Hong Kong, to her country home to remove the stitches. He dropped by again. He dropped by again a few weeks after his first. Wait, and the two ended up talking until 2 a.m. Next paragraph. By then, Peter was Peter was so smitten. By then, Peter was so smitten that he enrolled in classes at a dance studio. At a dance studio, Willie Willie owned Willie owns, just so he could see her often. Can you imagine? 26 and 73. Mm. So, singles, don't be discouraged. There is hope for everybody if only you can throw away age barrier aside. Mm. So, uh, just so he could see her often. Uh, I began to realize I was in love with her. Soon the image of her filled my mind every single moment, said Peter, a specialist in internal medicine. He he popped the question 3 times, but twice word Willie divorced the first time. No, widowed the first. Twice word Willie widowed the first time and divorced the second, didn't accept until he proposed a fourth time. So the young man was rather pressing for love, and the elderly woman played hard to get. Oh, yeah, that's how love is. The old man, she's more experienced than him, 73 and 72. She played hard to get. When he pressed fourth time, let's see. He proposed he popped the question 3 times. He popped the question 3 times, but twice word Willie. First time divorced, and no, widowed the first time, and divorced the second, didn't accept until he proposed a fourth time. So the man insisted. So it was the man who rather insisted. On their wedding day, last September 15, Willie wore a hand embroidered silk dress she'd had since she was 16 years. And listen further. And it still fit her perfectly. Of course, as a dance instructor, the body is in shape all the time. Since she was 16, she had a dress. She wore it at 73, and it looked like a new dress or newly sewn dress. It fit her perfectly. Uh, Peter's parents objected to the marriage. So did Willie's daughter and her two granddaughters, ages 9 and 15. Can you imagine that? But they are happy. But they're happy for her now that they are seeing now that they've seen how much in love she and Peter are. Said Willie, it's heaven every moment we are together. I feel so wonderful and happy when I'm with Peter, that the 47 years between our ages seem to be 47 seconds. So both are happy together. So that's life. That's a sign, good sign for everybody. Ivory Coast students defy order to resume classes. Headlines from the dailies. Nigeria is on center page. Okay, let me read it. Maybe. Okay, it will teach. It will let people know who the president was at that time. Nigeria was on center stage yesterday as President Ibrahim Babangida arrived 3 p.m. to begin his 3 day official visit to France. His Boeing 727 presidential plane touched down at Orly Airport in a blistering wind, which had, which had paralyzed after the which had which had persisted after a sudden rainfall stopped 15 minutes. Okay, we can go there. And toilet explosion kills man. Then toilet explosion kills man. A man was blown up in Benin last weekend by an explosive allegedly planted in a pit toilet. The man, whose name was given as James Aigbedo, age 45, was a tenant at number 88 Ogwalu Street in the Bendel State capital. Eyewitnesses narrated that the deceased had returned from work and felt like easing himself before taking his bath. He was said to have carried a lantern to the toilet and was barely 3 minutes in the enclosure housing the pit, when a deafening explosion violently threw him out in a pool of blood. Oh God. Solarin attacks Obasanjo. Gift opens fresh cracks. Let's read it. Gift opens fresh cracks. A 20, a 20,000 gift has opened fresh cracks in the fragile relations between the Uni of Ife Oba, Ogunade, Sejunwade, and the Alafin of Oye, Oba, Lamidi, Adeyemi. The gift was offered by the Uni on a contribution to the ongoing effort at renovating the raised palace of the Alanfi, but as yesterday, it had been politely rejected by the Alafin on the advice of his Oyom Oyomesi dash the select kings the select kings makers the select kingmakers of the ancient town. It was learned that the Oyomesi and unanimously ordered Oba Ojo to return the gift with immediate effect in order to save the sacred soul of the Oyo of the Oyos from possible ridicule, which the gift could spare. That's good. I like it. Mm. It's not small money. 20,000 $20,000, 20,000 naira, $20,000 as a gift. Mm. See how Nigerians were spending money in those days. Then 3,000 jobs on the line. No fewer than 3,000 jobs at the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) are on the on the line as a subcommittee of the Technical Committee on Privatization and Communications Privatization and Commercialization (TCPC) on partial commercialization of NTA has approved reducing the authority staff strength to 4,500 to make for greater efficiency. I think that is not defeated. Tragedy at bus stop. Yes, I remember this tragedy very well. Mm. Somebody drove his vehicle into people, and just mangled them like nothing. Mm. Let me show you, and you can look at this woman's leg. Let me show you the pictures. It's horrible. Mm. Please, if you don't like to look at it, if you feel you can't look at it, don't look. Mm. Where is the woman? Look at the woman's uh, mangled leg. Mm. That's human being. Man is a pathetic being. Mm. And you can see the driver being hustled in top there as the driver being manhandled. I don't think we should go to the story. Mm. Okay, look, just briefly. A Mercedes Benz saloon car ran into a crowd of commuters at a Greek bus stop on the Badagry Expressway, killing 3 people instantly and wounding others at the weekend. 2 ladies were among the dead, while another victim, a man whose name was not immediately known, escaped with broken legs. Oh. The mangled bodies of the victims littered the scene for about 1 hour before they were removed to the mortuary, while the wounded were rushed to a nearby hospital by sympathizers after reviving them with, with pints of cold water. I think we shouldn't go further. Oba knows fate tomorrow. That's, this is speaking about people. Uh, Maybe there are people who will still know these personalities. They are Nigerians. Mm. Let me cover it like this so that people who may still know them. Then, Nigeria's apartheid. Mm. Nigeria's apartheid. I don't think we need to read it because it's only trying to tell us about discrimination within Nigeria itself. So it's titled Nigeria's Apartheid, written by Kula Ujo. Kula Ujo. as I think Yoruba. Then uh, Tales from Other Lands. This is foreign news. This is worth reading. He might still alive. I believe he will still be alive, or people will still know him. And if he's alive and listening, or he will still see this story if he goes to YouTube. Jordan Ellenberg is a 17-year-old genius who taught himself to read at age 2. Mm. Was helping his teen babysitters with their math with their math homework. I think it's maths with their maths homework by the second grade. That's the younger one teaching the teenagers who, and has even lectured high school math teacher on how to solve brain busting problems. This really a genius. Mm. Now, the Harvard freshman is the top math student in the nation, if not the entire world. Jordan beat out a whooping 40,000 of America's smartest students to become the US Maths Olympics champion. Then he flexed his awesome mental muscles against top students from around the world and won a gold medal in the International Mathematics Olympiad. Mhm. So it's a good sign. He didn't teach himself, it was given to him by God. Mhm. The brain was given to him by God. Genesis uh, born. Mhm. Genesis. Uh, Next paragraph. If Jordan was in football, he would be a potential Hall of Famer. Oh, sorry. If Jordan was in football, he would be a potential Hall of Famer, said Dr. Lawrence Washington, a University of Maryland math professor who has taught Jordan since age 12. But why do you relate him to football? Why such a brain you are relating him to football if you were a footballer? No. Then next paragraph. Added Jordan's former high school math team coach, Eric, Eric Wolston. In the field of mathematics, he's the brightest kid of his age in the country. Jordan knows things that 99.9% of the public cannot understand. Hmm. I brought him in to lecture math teachers on the types of math problems he was handling, full stop. Most of the teachers were totally unable to solve the same problems, full stop. He solves problems that even math teachers can't. Next paragraph. The budding Einstein has been dazzling experts since he was a baby. He was barely over a year. He was barely over a year old when he shocked his parents, both statisticians, by calling out numbers while he was sitting in a restaurant high chair. He read them off the call panel used to summon waitresses. When Jordan was 3, he used to embarrass his mom by running through stores and reading prices off all the tags. Everyone noticed his little kid. Oh, everyone noticed this little kid who said, "Hey, mom, this one is only 17.99 pounds. That's 143 naira," recalled his mom. It was as though I had trained him to look for the cheapest prices. By the time Jordan was 4, he knew the name of every country in the world. Um, can you hear that? Hmm? By the time Jordan was 4, he knew the name. Let me see the names of. Okay, the name of every country. Sorry, he knew the name of every country in the world, and was multiplying two-digit numbers in his head. And when Jordan started school, he skyrocketed past the other kids. In the fourth grade, he learned trigonometry, trigo, no, trigonometry, 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 and started competing in high school math contests. He took college honors. He took college honors calculus classes while still in junior high. He even scored a perfect grade in the SAT test required for college admission when he was only in the seventh grade. I never wanted to be in classes with kids who were older, Jordan confided. I really didn't have a reason to skip a year of history or English. I was never bored in school. Being the youngest or the fastest isn't a goal for me. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Uh, Being the youngest or the fastest isn't a goal for me. You see how simple he is? Hmm? Along the way to graduation, Potomac, his Jordan led his Potomac, MD high school team to the TV championship of into brackets of its academic, took second place in a nationwide science competition by developing a new highly level math theory. Hmm? Dash. And and trounced the competition in last spring's math Olympics. Uh, but don't call Jordan a nerd with the one track mind. The handsome 6'2", the handsome 6 foot stroke 2 teen was the fiction editor of his high school literary magazine. He also plays piano, can speak German, Spanish, Chinese, Hebrew, and hasn't yet picked a college major. Right now, he's taking physics, linguistics, computer science, and only one math class. New paragraph. What some in inverted commas. In inverted commas. One of the greatest things about him is the is he hasn't focused on just one area. He still has a world of ideas to investigate, said the boys' former maths coach, Wilson. He has an orderly he has an orderly, analytic, analytical mind and can be used in any area. Jordan can go as far as he wants to go. Ah. So Jordan, where are you now? Huh? And now, how many years have passed? 30, yeah, 30 something, 90, 0, 0. Yes. So by now you should be about 50. Huh? He's still alive. Jordan, I salute you. Hmm? You have a gift from God. Amazing. Boy 17 solves math problem. Teachers can't. Teachers can't. Beat out a whooping 4,000. Is this? I think it's still the same story. Is there? Amazing. Boy solves. Boy 17 solves math problems. Teachers can't solve. Hmm? Beat out a whooping 400,000 of America's smartest students to become the U.S. math championship. So let me show you the picture of Jordan again. Those who are not Those who are elderly can still remember him and can still remember his story. Uh, Terms classified vacancies. Yes, the paper may be unkept, but stories are never unkept. Mhm. I had to move about with it from time to time, from place to place, no location, from here to there and there to there since 1990. So, pardon me if the paper is a bit torn. I don't know why I refuse to let it go. I'm instead honest, I think it's because of this case I kept it. Mm. Flash goes gold well. Okay. This column, this last page is on sports. Mm. I can't remember the picture there. I don't know whether it's Muhammad Ali. No, O, Jerry Jerry Okoro Dudu, a Nigerian. Mm. Some of you may know him. Jerry Okoro Dudu. I don't know. He was about the best boxer in Nigeria. I think somebody called Lasisi came and beat him with ease. Mm. Nobody can tell what happened except God. No real celebrations for Medellin. So, Irish star ends drought in the desert. Okay, I think that's all for this paper. So we can put it aside. God willing, next in our next edition, we will go to this paper, the God's life. Mm. So I'll show it to you, God willing. So we end here. Thank you very much. Ila lika till next time.